The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network. Are you ready to ruin our childhoods by going back to 1993?
Yeah.
Super Media Bros.
1993, the year cinema failed two video game adaptations.
Hold on now. Hold on. I feel like one of these was a success.
You're probably right about that. Welcome to episode 206 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Special Delivery Dev.
Cult Cinema Showdown 90. 90.
God damn.
And how appropriate that is 90, because we're going back to the 90s for these two sons of bitches.
Hey, let's go.
All right, the year is 1993. The video games are Super Mario Brothers and Street Fighter. One of these is a movie.
Okay.
One of these attempts to be a movie.
All right, I'm listening.
The one that attempted to be a movie wound up being more of a fucking movie than the one that was a movie. How?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Are you having a problem differentiating which one tried to be a movie and which one was a movie?
Yeah, kind of, because neither one is good, but I will tell you that I had a blast watching one of them.
Right. So if you haven't seen or heard, this week is Super Mario Brothers 1993 going one-on-one with a movie called Future Cops, which basically attempted to be a live-action Street Fighter movie, but not really.
Dude, when you sent me the link, I saw the thumbnail. I was like, oh, God, what has he got me watching this time? Okay, God damn it. All right, we'll figure this out. And then last night, I finally sat down. I was like, all right.
Let's get this shit over with.
Yeah, let's rip the Band-Aid off. At the last possible minute.
Right.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. The fucking scab is already scarring and everything, but
right.
We're ripping the Band-Aid off. And literally 30 seconds in, I was like, what the fuck? Within 2 minutes, I paused that shit and I texted this chick that I matched with on Tinder, hi Britt. Fucking, I said, bruh, you gotta fucking see this shit. And we started crying, bruh. Okay, all right, I have to ask.
Future Cops, by the way, obviously.
Where in the fuck did you find this?
You know how people go on YouTube rabbit holes?
Yeah.
I go on IMDb rabbit holes, dude.
Okay.
And I saw the title, like, oh, Future Cops. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why does the cover look like Street Fighter people? And then I did a little digging and I was like, this is bound to be on YouTube. There's a Blu-ray. I actually
fucking Blu-ray.
I want to buy it because I want to own this movie. But it is absolutely on fucking YouTube. And I watched the first 10 minutes and I was fucking sold.
Dude, I was at a loss for words, man. Okay. Just tell me more. Please. You know what? We're not going to get into any kind of history or anything. This is going to be my own little rabbit hole of me learning about the making of this movie. But tell the audience, what is this movie?
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into Future Cops because you already, I'm sure a majority of you know the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah, we can gloss over that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Future Cops is legitimately loosely based on the Street Fighter video game franchise. It's like this ensemble cast. It's actually the second live action feature film to like have characters. The first one was City Hunter. It was a Jackie Chan film. And the funny part about it is like not even a year later, the actual like Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter comes out. But I'll be goddamned if this one isn't a little more entertaining than some of that movie.
A little?
Yeah. Okay. Now, y'all are all going to laugh at this bullshit because the story really deals with this kid who's like, I don't know, he's a little older and he's still an F5 student in Hong Kong. And his sister is like kicking his ass in school and all this other shit, like literally, like academically speaking. He gets picked on and all this other shit. Well, tied up with this story, in the year 2043, the general, which is Bison, which they call him the general, and then he's got his partners, Ken, which it's Kent in this movie, because legally they can't call them any of the names of the Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whenever you sold me on watching this, what was it? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. You had explained it as a Street Fighter movie, and you were rattling off all of their names, and I was like, wait, seriously? And you're like, kinda. I didn't know how to take that, and I forgot about it until I started watching this. Because you recommend so many movies to me, I can't keep up. And I fucking just went over my head, started watching it, and I was like, God damn it, Richie, you done it again.
It's not Street Fighter, it's Road Puncher. Like, seriously, dude. Like, it's fucking stupid. It's okay. So Bison is the general. Ken is Kent. Edmund Honda is Toyota. Because why the fuck not? Ryu is called Lung. Guile is called Broomhead. Vega is called Iron Face. Dalsim is called Sing. And eventually there is actually like a green painted like bodysuit for Blanca in this motherfucker at the ass end of it. So you get these motherfuckers in there, but I'm laughing at the fucking names, dude. And then there was Sagat, he was Tai King.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, like they're on these like flying boards and they're shooting lasers and shit. This is like it's almost a combination of the opening of Star Wars and the Terminator.
Yeah, except with some kind of comedy. Like, you can tell that it was intentional, but I don't even know how to describe it other than like really bad anime humor.
Yeah, I mean, well, the director Wong Jing is infamous for this shit. Like, a lot of his other movies are absolutely like this as far as like the comedy aspect and just kind of being over the top and ridiculous. But these characters are in the middle of this war, and it's in these first like 10 minutes or so that you see them doing their actual Street Fighter moves, like the real fast leg sweep kicks that Guile does, and then the fucking Sonic Boom, the Hadouken, and all that bullshit, the Psycho Crusher, you name it, it's getting done.
Fucking Kamehameha Wave.
I know, dude, god damn. Fucking, so I'm just gonna call them by like their Street Fighter names because that's how I see them. So like fucking Bison, Ken, and Sagat and Honda get in this time machine that's really just like, you ever see those pop up like backyard barbecue sun tents that they sell at like the Lowe's and shit? It looks like one of those things.
Yeah,
but just But just some like curtains hanging down. They're like, look, this is our time machine. It's this fucking like metal like beamed box with some paper like curtains over it. So they transport themselves to 1993.
And one of them can't go because he's like, what was it? What he said it was like somebody's sister.
The guy,
brother or some bullshit.
Yeah, the guy that's overhead of the future cops won't send Ryu back in time because it's his sister's or it's his wife's brother. And he just gives the like ding, like he flutters his eyelashes and shit at the camera with breaking the fourth wall. It's pretty funny. But the evil ones travel to 1993 to kill the judge before he has a chance to get in office because the general is kidnapped in 2043 and he's going to stand trial for all of his crimes and shit. So they're traveling back in time to kill the judge that's going to actually sentence him. And then the future cops, who are like Guile, Vega, and Dalsim, go back in time to stop this from happening. So that's kind of like the Terminator aspect of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go back in time. Well, they wind up having to blend in with the aforementioned older fellow that's still in fucking school, and it turns out that Tai Hung and the other guy that they're pursuing are in this fucking school. So they're trying to figure out, okay, well, which one of these assholes is the judge? You know, because they're trying to get to him and shit. It's so ridiculous though. Like just the shit that happens. Like
That's the thing. I was about to call your ass out for glossing over so much random shit.
The fucking mom, dude. Bruh, there's a scene in this motherfucker where she's called a plumber to like come fix the sink or some shit. And it's exactly playing out the way you think it would, where the dude is literally there to do his job and he's being kind of unassuming, but events happen where she's not even meaning for it to, but it starts coming off straight up like a porno, where he's just like, why are you trying to seduce me? I've seen this before. I've seen movies like this. The woman gets herself all wet to seduce the plumber.
It's useless for you to seduce me. I love my wife.
It's so stupid. It's so funny though.
Bruh. And I love how we're not even explaining specific scenarios, because the listeners, you guys need to just go and watch this.
Yeah, there's going to be a link in the show notes below. So if you want to like go watch this shit either before, during, or after this episode, my God, please, we implore you to go do the shit.
Yeah, because if we try and explain it, it's either not going to do the insanity justice, or you're not going to believe it.
Yeah, and we don't even want to let you down. We're just talking about some of the dumb shit in this movie that was fucking hilarious. God, there's a sequence where Broomhead and Vega eat the goddamn refrigerator because apparently they snack on electronics and fucking appliances.
Shoes.
And shoes and all kinds of shit, yeah.
Yeah, he says something about eating a shoe, and he's like, it's good for your digestion.
Yeah, because he's
like, what the fuck?
He's sucking a shoelace down like it's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It looked like he was eating like some fucking like Sperry's or some shit. I don't know what they were.
The scene where the mom brings that dude home.
Yeah.
And old boy is sitting in there trying to get the future cops to disappear, and they disappear, and he's all of a sudden doing his homework, and the mom's like, oh, well, look, he's doing the homework. And she fucking like leans down, and she's like, well, how was your day? And then the dude that she brought home was just like basically saying to the mom, like, your son's cock blocking you. So she just leans down and she's just like, you're really tired. And he's like, actually, no, I'm really not. You're very sleepy. Mom, I'm really not sleepy. Well, perhaps I should just start deducting $50 from your weekly allowance. And then I shit you not, you just see a whoosh of smoke and his feet shoot out of the camera frame and he's just gone. And he's loudly snoring upstairs. And the dude that she brought home was like, oh, your son snores really loud. Some shit like that. It's so stupid. God. And the way that she's getting turned on by him just speaking English.
I know, bruh. He was saying like dumb shit too. It was like some nursery rhymes.
Oh yeah, he was doing like London Bridge is falling down or Twinkle Twinkle. That was funny. He was like, oh, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and she's like fucking getting all turned on and shit.
Dude, at that point I had to turn my laptop down because I was like, oh God, the last thing I need is for somebody to come upstairs and what are you watching? Look, listen, don't worry about it, okay?
It's not what you think.
It's just a movie. What kind of movie?
It's from Dong Kong. I mean, seriously, there's a character in here called fucking Crab Angel, okay?
God damn.
I really thought that was a shit translation because some of the translation, you can't tell the difference if they're translating certain words from Cantonese or Mandarin Chinese in this. So it's really funny. Oh my fucking God. I just looked at, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave this in here. This is great. So I literally just looked over at the editing department and the editor is Poon Hung.
What?
The editor's name is Poon Hung. That has, I'm not even trying to sound like an asshole, but that has got to be a stage name because if that is the dude's real name, fucking bravo. Oh my God. That's amazing.
We're putting that on a t-shirt, right?
Yeah, Poon Hung. Yeah, that's going on a t-shirt.
Poon Hung.
Fuck yeah.
In fact, make it a hashtag. Put that in the show notes.
All right, will do. Hashtag Poon Hung. So basically, the Kent goes undercover as a fucking teacher to try to find out who Tai Hung is, that's who they're looking for. And there's this other scene, while he's doing all this bullshit, there's another scene where fucking Broomhead and this chick get put into an arcade machine as Mario and Luigi. It is the most god-awfully stupid thing I've ever seen. Where they're like, oh, watch out for the turtle. And it's like this giant fucking turtle like crawling real fast and they just jump over it. And then they start like, I think they're about to start having sex. And all these dudes just crowd around this arcade machine because unbeknownst to her, they're in the arcade machine, but people can see them. It's so dumb. Like, why? What the fuck?
That's the thing. This movie takes so many detours. Like I told you a minute ago, it's a movie that makes no sense, and yet it makes sense at the same time.
Right, because I remember texting you when you were like, oh my God, I think you literally were like, dude, I'm 13 minutes in and I'm crying.
Yeah.
And I said, look, it's gonna seem like it's really slow in the middle, but I swear to God, it wraps up in the end. Was I not wrong?
You weren't, and I'm confused.
Right, it shouldn't have made as much sense as it did, by the time the movie ended, which let's just get to some of that. Like the middle portions are basically kind of setting up the characters of, the school children and why the future cops are there and how they're infiltrating. And there's some funny shit that happens, but my God, the ending fight is hilarious as shit because there's like a couple of shots where the camera is just like following all of them and they're like obviously missing, like punching and kicking and shit. But it's so like, I don't understand how a movie perfectly encapsulated 90s in a singular like shot. Because I swear to God, at one point, fucking Tai Hung becomes Son Goku.
Yeah. Literally, if you look at the Wikipedia page, that is the name and everything.
Yeah, he becomes Son Goku. And you're thinking, oh my God, we've got rip-off Mario Brothers, Son Goku, and Dollar Store Street Fighters in the same film, but somehow it works.
It's a masterclass. I don't know how else to explain it.
It's goofy as fuck, though. And the movie left on a cliffhanger, which I think is fucking funny because 29 years later, want a sequel to this motherfucker because in the end, Ryu finally comes back to 1993. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? We were supposed to come back to 2043. And he's like, well, I'm here to tell you guys that there is an invasion by Super Saiyans. And it's like, oh shit. Like, I want to see these Street Fighter bitches fight a shit ton of fucking Super Saiyans. I want to say that there are some other future cop movies, but I don't know if they're actually directly related to this one.
There's no way it's as good as this one.
Oh, fuck no. There's no damn way. I know we've only spent about 20 minutes on this particular half of this showdown, but God, I swear to God, if we spoiled everything in this one, you would not appreciate it. Please, for the love of God, go watch this thing.
Yeah, like, really, it almost does a disservice to the movie to even review it.
I mean, yes and no. It would be a complete disservice if we spent an hour breaking this thing down and deep diving it. Because what the fuck? Why would we deep dive something that doesn't need to be like at all? Like this merely is a spectacle to behold.
The best thing that you did was just send me the link, and I just was like, okay, all right, I guess I'm gonna watch this. And I watched it and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Dude, it reminds me of the time 2015 when we first started hanging out.
Yep.
And you were like, come hang out at the house, we'll watch movies or something. I was like, all right, cool. And I think one of the first things you showed me was Ricky O, the story of Ricky. And I had only ever heard of the movie. And I was like, oh, cool, I've never seen this. And I vividly remember just sitting on the couch in your room, just being like, oh my God, this is the fucking coolest shit ever. Like, this movie is not like that, but I would equate it to, like, this is my returning. I'm returning the favor to you.
Yeah.
with future cops. And we would love nothing more than to pass this son of a bitch on to you, the listening audience. Please go watch this movie. It's fucking a good time, man.
God damn, we've known each other 7 years then.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I know, right? We're getting old.
We are, man. Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, that's Future Cops. I know it's not, a whole bunch, but my God, please go watch this. We keep saying it, but please go watch it.
Now, does this movie have merch?
That's a good question.
Because if not, I'm bootlegging the fuck out of it.
Why not? It bootleg the fuck out of everything else. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Cheers to 2022 and resolutions you can actually keep.
How about having clean and shiny balls all year round?
Yes, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here to drop your balls into 2022 the cleanest and sexiest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com using our code SUPER for 20% off, plus free shipping.
It's new year, new me with the global leaders in below the waist grooming. This year, take your package to the next level with their Performance Package 4.0 and brand new Ultra Premium Body Wash.
Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate nuts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED spotlight that will shine a light to the promised land 2022 looks to be.
A grooming routine isn't complete without applying Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. These unique formulations take care of the smelliest part of your body and are a big boost to your confidence in the new year.
To complete the set, Manscaped is throwing in their Shed Travel Bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs as free gifts to keep all your goodies stored comfortably.
And the new product that needs no introduction.
But you know we're gonna do it anyway. Got to do it to them.
Yes, sir. The Ultra Premium Body Wash from Manscaped. It's the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine, but in the shower.
I shower every day, and I hope that you do too.
And sometimes.
Only just sometimes?
If I've got a hot date or something, then I will.
Well, if you have a hot date, this body wash smells great too. It's cologne infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized.
That'll make me want to shower every day.
There you go, shower every day with Manscaped, my friend. Kick discomfort and poor hygiene to the curb this year and use the best tools for the job.
Whether your resolution is to work out more or travel to new places, be sure to travel to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer of 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER.
Cheers to new balls in 2022. Again, 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Once again, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. It's New Year and no pubes in 2022 with Manscaped.
Hey, this is Russ.
This is Kyle.
This is Michelle.
From the Infectious Groove Podcast. Join us every Monday for the most fun you can have with a music podcast. The Infectious Groove Podcast uses a positive and fun approach as we take time every week to share our jammy jams, then dig into a thought-provoking topic discussing all decades and genres of music. You can find the Infectious Groove Podcast on all major podcast platforms, or you can head to infectiousgroovepodcast.com to find us there and subscribe. We might have a controversial opinion here or there, but we always have fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure I'll say something dumb.
Subscribe to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the OddPods Media Network.
Speaking of bootleg, I have never in my life seen a more official bootleg than the Super Mario Bros. 1993.
Oh, so we're at this part of the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, I texted you something earlier that made you go, who hurt you?
Yeah. You purposefully, willingly watched this movie more than once as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Mostly because I had the fucking free screener copy on VHS. This was when I was still, like, the video store days.
Yeah, okay. See, funny, because I'd only, I'd seen, a poster of it. I don't even know where. But I was a little kid, and this is going to date the shit. Now, I'm the old one. I was like, Mom, I want to see this movie. It's Mario. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah. Call Blockbuster. Blockbuster didn't have it. Call Hollywood Video. Okay. So I called them, and the guy who answered was like, this is Hollywood Video. And I was like, I was probably 8. And I go,
Do you guys have the Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah. He said it just like that, too. Just like this nervous, yeah.
He is like, do I really want to bestow this upon this innocent child?
I know, because he could hear it in my voice that I was probably, shaking in my skin because I was, having to actually be a big boy and call, you know?
Right.
And he was just like, yeah, we got it. I was like,
Thank you.
No. You were like,
I bet.
you rolled up in that bitch. But that's the thing is I watched the shit out of this as a kid because, I mean, let's be honest, as children, of my age, I should say, because fuck, I was 7 when this movie came out. So,
God damn.
Yeah, I was 7 when this came out. So seeing this happen, I don't think any of us at the time really gave a flying fuck because we saw Mario and Luigi in the flesh on a poster with a logo.
Yeah, so is that kind of like with Masters of the Universe, for example? Like you had that kind of experience?
Are you talking about like the canon Masters of the Universe? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because we had that too. And I mean, it was that way with the fucking canon Captain America also.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. So, because the 90s really, Masters of the Universe was late 80s, but I mean, like, even still, leading into that era, going up to 1993, where Mario Brothers had come out, dude, there was like the Punisher, like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. There was like the Captain America from 1990. I mean, shit, there was the Roger Corman Fantastic Four that was from like 1994 or some bullshit. So, there's a ton of shit where it was just like, oh my God, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is in a movie and it's happening. And this was the first video game adaptation that happened. Now, it was a husband and wife team directing this motherfucker. And according to damn near every actor on this motherfucker, it was the worst experience of their entire lives. In fact, John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins were almost consistently drunk, if that says anything.
And I think that goes to show the difference between the two movies that we're talking about, because with Future Cops, you can actively see them having fun. Here,
you can actively see them being miserable?
Yeah, kinda.
I do have to say this, though. Dennis Hopper as King Koopa, it kind of reminds me of Raul Julia being Bison in the American Street Fighter movie, because they were kind of not hamming it up. I mean, not Raul Julia, absolutely. But it was really crazy to see actors of, not saying that Bob Hoskins is not a great actor or was not a great actor, because he fucking was. And so was Dennis, and so was Raul. They're all dead now. That's fucking wild to think.
That is weird.
But to think of the caliber of actor you have with Dennis Hopper coming in to play Bowser or King Koopa, because they didn't call him Bowser in this, it was just like, wow. And Bob Hoskins at the time, as a child, I'm like, that's about as close to Mario as you can get.
Yeah, still to this day, like, even if they were doing a casting right now, I don't know who else you got.
I mean, if you did live, and we're not obviously talking about the animated one that's going to be coming out, but I mean, I was joking about this in the living room earlier. I was like, my God, give me fucking Danny DeVito as Mario. How funny would that be?
Oh, it'd be hysterical. But as far as like this tone that they were going for, I don't want to say it was serious, but
definitely darker.
Yeah, like they hammed it up a little bit, but it was still like, you know what? It's kind of like with the first live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it was a little dark, a little fun, a little like whatever. Now that movie did it infinitely better than Super Mario. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like it's that kind of atmosphere. You can tell that they were trying to do something along those lines.
Right. And what worked for the Ninja Turtles is that it had a couple of different source materials to pull from, whereas this one had like the games, but definitely all the games had the same background as far as, okay, this is your character, this is what they do, and this is who they are. They got the Brooklyn plumber thing right. They got some names right.
They eventually got their colors right.
Yeah.
Because I pointed this out when we were watching it. And this was like early on in the film when they were just on their way to a plumbing job.
Yep.
I said, is there any particular reason as to why they're wearing each other's colors?
Right. Because Luigi was wearing like a
red hoodie.
Yeah. And Mario was wearing a green jacket.
I still don't understand. The only thing that I can come up with is like kind of like that scene in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie whenever they were having the Thanksgiving dinner. Peter Parker was wearing the green with the purple and vice versa.
Yep.
Maybe. I'm kind of hurting my shoulder reaching that far, but...
Yeah, dude, you're not Dalsim from fucking Future Cops. Pull that shit back, man.
I'm trying. I'm trying to justify something.
Right. And then the fact that they went with Princess Daisy in this one.
Yeah, like, why not?
I mean,
Why not Peach?
It was probably easier to call like a person Daisy because it's a more believable name if you're looking at a real life person. I've never met somebody named Toadstool or Peach.
Okay, but how many people have you met named Mario?
No, nobody at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you're trying to. I know. I get it. I just did it myself.
Right.
We need to come to terms, you and me. Right now. We cannot justify anything in this movie.
No, not at all. The only thing that you can really justify happening in this movie is that Mario and Luigi own their own plumbing business that is competing with a more corporate plumbing business, and not just plumbing, contracting. It's like a fucking monopoly. The Scapellis. Okay, so the whole plot of this movie is revolving around the meteorite that struck the Earth and killed all the dinosaurs off, created a parallel dimension where the dinosaurs evolved into human while the rest of the world in our reality, evolved from primates and shit like that. So
that was my favorite level of the original video game.
Yes. So when exactly not. So when they get to this dimension, it's straight out of Blade Runner. That's been said a bunch of times. I mean, the fucking art director from Blade Runner worked on this goddamn movie, and it's obvious from the set pieces. It was very dystopian.
It was, which could have been cool.
Yeah, I think it could have been cool if they had a more solidified, story.
Yeah, like the idea of, hey, we're going to make a Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay. It's going to be kind of dystopian. Okay. We're going to get the art director from Blade Runner to do this. Okay.
Like, you have my motherfucking attention and some of the budget now.
Yeah. And then this is what you give us?
Dude. Fun fact, Dennis Hopper was only supposed to be on set for 5 weeks and wound up staying 17. The movie was so over budget, it's not even funny.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
So what was the story behind that? Like, why?
Basically the directing team, husband and wife, they would not tell each other about shit they were going to do, and each of them were kind of constantly changing shit on the fly. So I think that's a big reason why this movie was so goddamn incoherent at times. Most of the time, all the time. Let's just be honest. It's a fucking incoherent mess. So this
is the perfect story to summarize any form of couples project. That's amazing.
I bet these two have a joint Facebook account. Because one of them fucked up, and the fuck up is this movie.
God damn, dude.
Like, seriously, and I'm not even shitting on it like it's a bad thing. I like this movie. I do like this movie.
Oh,
but
you poor soul.
No, I mean, I like it, but I understand how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can appreciate it for what it is, but I'm not going to act like it's the greatest goddamn thing, because, oof.
Okay, yeah.
God damn, oof, my God.
I got a lot of movies like that. Okay.
Exactly. Like, Toad is just a dude that he's a street busker, plays guitar, and he's got a spiral haircut, and he gets turned into a Goomba. And the fucked up thing is, when they turn these bastards into Goombas, they automatically grow in size somehow, and so do their fucking clothes, and so does everything else about them.
Yeah, and they got the body-head ratio swapped.
Bruh, that shit looked like when Beetlejuice gets his head shrunk.
Dude, it's so weird. Like, okay, what was the thing with 90s and dinosaurs? Because you were actually, like, a kid. Me, I was a baby. Because this came out before Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it was like, God, it had to have been months, dude, because what was it? This movie came out in May of 1993. When did Jurassic Park come out? Was it that July?
Something like that.
Or August or some shit?
It was the same year, but it was a different month. So I'm like, okay, it's not like this was jumping on that bandwagon. This was already a thing in the 90s. It was already this huge thing. I remember having a bunch of stuffed animals of dinosaurs. What was the deal? Please give me a time capsule.
I might be wrong on this one. And some of you out there listening, correct me if I am. Do you remember a thing called zoo books that they used to have in school?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, so wasn't there one with dinosaurs in it?
Oh,
because I know the zoo books primarily focused on animals that were in zoos that are alive, but I do know that had to have been the same company or something, especially when the book fair would come along, dude. There were always dinosaur books.
Yeah.
I think the deal with dinosaurs in the 90s was, at least what I noticed, this was right after Land Before Time, bro.
There we go. Okay, that makes sense.
So you got Land Before Time, and it's an animation film, so you're just like, okay, what's the next logical step? You've seen what Spielberg can fucking do. Obviously, Jurassic Park comes along and does its thing. There had to be somebody on this movie set or involved with this that knew what the fuck was going on with Spielberg.
Yeah, because they use that. Obviously, CGI was something that Spielberg, I don't want to say pioneered, but I will give this movie this.
That Yoshi was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the animatronics for Yoshi, I was actually impressed. That looks pretty decent.
It took 9 puppeteers to operate that thing. 9.
Good job.
It had 200 foot of fucking cable stuffed up its ass, but it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look like Yoshi necessarily, but nobody looked like anybody in this movie except for Mario himself.
Right. And I mean, kudos to them giving Leguizamo a chance to be Luigi, because I'll admit, for what it is, those two are fucking entertaining to watch just go off of each other on screen. Like the banter back and forth. You would actually buy them being blood brothers because they bicker at each other so much.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of my favorite lines in this movie is like almost in the dead fucking beginning when Luigi, because Luigi's the guy that's like, he's like he's the Mulder. Like if this were the X-Files, dude, he is the Mulder and Mario is the Scully, okay?
Yeah.
So that motherfucker is watching this TV show that's equivalent to what we have as the Weekly World News. Like that shitty old like fucking tabloid that would give like those weird oddity stories and shit you'd see at the grocery stand.
Oh, dude, whenever I was a little kid, I used to fucking be a hood rat and just steal those and Archie comics from Brookshire's.
God damn it. The Weekly World News I can see.
Yeah.
You leave Archie out of this.
Nah, man, I was taking both. I ain't even gonna lie.
Seriously though, like one of the lines in the movie that made me laugh, speaking of all this shit, he's watching this show and he's like, Mario, like, you know, this and this is happening. And he's like, oh, that's impossible. And that's the whole thing between them is that, like, you know, Mario's like, oh, this is impossible. And then Luigi's like, no, nothing's impossible. And then the line that in question comes up and he's just like, nothing is impossible, Mario. You just got to believe. And then it cuts to them driving to this job they get. And Mario, without missing a beat, I do believe. I believe that the rent's 3 months overdue. That's what I believe. That is me in a goddamn nutshell.
It is,
like,
man.
Goddamn, like, you know, cynical as fuck. You know?
Which is so funny because it's like, when you think of Mario, is that the first thing that you think of?
No, man, but goddamn, it's Bob Hoskins.
I know.
His British ass putting on a great Brooklyn accent, mind you. Like a great fucking, like, New Yorker, just genius. But I'm just dying at him just chewing Luigi's ass up and down. I believe the rent's 3 months overdue. That's what I believe. Speaking of him not believing shit, there's several scenes in this movie where they're talking to the fungus, or that Luigi sees this fungus all over the fucking parallel universe they go to, where they're in, God, what the fuck is the place called? Dinohattan. I forgot what it was called. So they're in Dinohattan. And he sees all this fungus. And he's like, Mario, I think it's trying to give us this thing. Like, it'll pop down a bomb. Or he's like looking at the mushrooms. And he's just like, Luigi, it's a fungus. It's a mushroom. It's a this. It's a that. By this point, Mario has done synced. He synced it.
fucking dinosaurs and
has
shit.
synced the fucking Goombas. He has synced all this dumb, crazy shit. But somehow refuses to believe that the fungus is actually trying to fucking help them after it has proven it's trying to help them several times, even after he has fallen and it forms a trampoline for him to jump on so he does not fall to his death.
Lest we forget the way that he falls, it's like he's floating downward.
Yeah. And he's like kind of flippeting, floppeting, and
again, physics? I don't know. I was just watching it. Bruh, you had to have looked over and seen my mouth.
Oh, dude, it was agape as fuck. You were just,
what the hell?
Bruh, I was in shock. Because, okay, it had been years since I've seen this movie. So I remembered, like, the visuals for the most part. You know, I remembered, like, oh yeah, Koopa looks like this, and that. Yeah. But that part, little kid me didn't understand, like, what I was really watching in terms of physics and aerodynamics, all that shit.
Yeah.
So as I was watching this, adult me kicked in. Me who took MIT online courses for quantum mechanics and physics and all that shit, just stood there. And I genuinely thought about getting up and leaving. I was like, look, I got better things to do with my life than watch this bullshit.
Like what?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I could have jerked off or something.
Oh, okay.
Gotten a good night's sleep.
Oh, okay. Seriously though, the climax of this movie, which by the way, there's no princess, there's no love interest for Mario. I mean, he's got a girlfriend, mind you, but the major arc is that Daisy and Luigi are a thing, which boy, that escalated quickly.
It's different.
I liked it, but like, okay.
Yeah, like, it's like, okay, given this version, like this incarnation, their ages, okay.
The matches up.
Yeah, like, it would be a little bit creepy if she did go for Mario. But although it would probably make it even funnier.
Especially the sequence where he's just like, step into the van.
Yeah, like, and if Luigi was just like, Daisy, hey, and she just no-sells it, that shit would be pretty funny.
Could you imagine all the lines that Mario spits out in the video games? You already know how he sounds in the video games, but it's Bob Hoskins, but it's not even in that same pitch. Like, he's just like, miss, step into the van. And she's like, don't mind if I do. And he's just like, wahoo! You know what I mean?
Why are we making a better Mario movie?
Like, get asshole Mario. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, get asshole, like,
Toxic boys for life.
Cock block Mario. Like, just cock blocking Luigi the whole time.
You know what? I would love this.
I'm telling you, dude. He's just Super Mario hose. Make it right now. Super Mario
Dude,
hose.
I would pay out the ass to see this.
I would too, man. Because, like, you know, Luigi, but he talks like Luigi. It's just the Bob Hoskins voice that sounds just like a human. Like, Luigi's probably walking up and he's just like, but Daisy, oh. And then fucking Bob Hoskins Mario just walks up, step into the van. Don't mind if I do. Wahoo!
But dude, okay. So they changed that for the incarnation. But at the same point, what is the chemistry? What is the story? What is any of this love interest?
Well, Luigi, obviously, love at first sight with old girl. She gets kidnapped. So, yeah, he's just like, you know what? This is probably the only piece of ass I'm going to ever have in my life. I need to chase after it. And guess what happens? By the end of the movie, she stays in fucking Dinohattan. And he goes back to Brooklyn. He ain't win. He ain't got shit. And he's depresso espresso on the fucking couch watching his Weekly World News TV show and jerking off. And
that's how it goes, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the plot of this movie was Koopa wanted to merge the two universes together with this rock that Daisy wore around her neck, which was the piece of the meteorite that hit the Earth. And somehow We are supposed to believe that this entire goddamn meteorite landed perfectly and did not split apart except for one little piece that looked like a goddamn dagger that just flew out of it.
Somehow, you explaining this makes even less sense than watching it in the actual movie.
It's fucking dumb. Like, the fact that she's the only one that can put that piece back in there somehow.
Yeah.
And his whole idea is to annihilate mammals, like humans. So the dinosaur humans can inhabit the earth. Okay. But just you can't coexist, can you? You got to rule the entire fucking thing. Basically, he wants to do what he's doing in Dinohattan, but like in Brooklyn. But yeah, I really don't have much else to add to this. It is what it is, man. I'm sure most of y'all out there have seen this movie, and if you haven't, that's probably a good thing too.
Yeah, like
I like it because it's nostalgia for me from my childhood, and I can still understand that it's a giant steaming pile of garbage, and I can still like it. But if you are our ages and you have not seen this, it's going to completely fall short of every expectation that you have.
Except for Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi, all right. He's pretty cool.
Although I would have liked for them to have actually put the little turtle shell on him.
His little saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, his little saddle's fucking cool, man.
I would have kept that.
I would have too.
But everything else is great.
Yeah. I will say the bitch Lena, she got her just desserts whenever because she stabs him. She stabs the fucking Yoshi, and then Koopa kicks him. Poor little bastard. He lives. She gets blasted into the wall as a skeleton because she tried to fucking do the meteorite thing. And then Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, as Mario and Luigi, use painted over Nintendo Super Nintendo Super Scopes to de-evolve blast King Koopa, where he goes from human to Tyrannosaurus Rex to primordial ooze, and he just kind of vomits himself out of this like concrete sifter and just splatters, and that's it.
Again, you explaining it makes it make less sense.
Yeah, so make sense of that. I think I'm done with this movie.
Yes, me too.
I would venture to say that Future Cops wins this week.
Well, it's a tough call. Yes, it fucking wins.
Future Cops has declared victory on Cult Cinema Showdown 90. This was not a hard choice at all.
No, fuck no. As soon as dude, before I even watched this movie, I was like, all right, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but it has to try to be worse.
Now, could you say that? Well, I can't even say this because like the quality on the YouTube was shitty, but I bet you the Blu-ray cut has like a lot better picture clarity to it. But would you think that this movie, Mario Brothers, would you think that it was shot better?
As far as cinematography, yes and no, because you can really tell just by the shot layouts and everything that it was actually like made in Hong Kong and China or wherever it was filmed.
Yeah, like you could tell what they were going for with each one. And
with Super Mario Brothers, you can tell that this was a Hollywood production, whereas the other one, this is from overseas.
And tried harder.
Yeah. Production value, sure. Super Mario Brothers, it's got a higher budget.
I want to play a little guessing game before we get out of here with this bullshit, speaking of the budgets.
Oh, fuck.
I want you to guess the budget of Future Cops and then Mario Brothers. So, what do you think the budget was for Future Cops?
Okay, considering the amount of CGI, 1993, 19 million.
It's pretty goddamn close, dude.
Really?
18,294,000.
God damn. All right.
All right. So remember when I said the budget went over, like they went over budget on Mario Brothers. So this is a challenge for you.
Okay.
Just land a number between the budget they wanted to go with and the budget they wound up on.
I would say they probably wanted to keep it probably 25 million. I could see that. Considering the IP and all that shit.
42 million, 48 million. Like that's the range right there.
Okay.
And what I think you're probably more ballpark, but then of course when Bob Hoskins, Dennis Hopper come along, that's already hiking your budget there. And then the fact that they went over on the time that these actors are on set, the set pieces, this motherfucker wound up costing almost $50 million and did 39 million at the box office. Like 38.9. It damn near did 39 million at the box office.
No, how much did Future Cops make?
I'm not even sure if there is. No, there's nothing. If it didn't break even, I don't think it flopped. Couldn't have flopped. So, but yeah. Anyway, I think I'm done because.
Okay.
Goddamn, I think Future Cops kicked its ass and took some names. And when I say take some names, I mean they took some fake fucking names, but they took some names for these characters nonetheless.
And when you say it kicked its ass, that jumped upside down and did a little spinny kick.
It was pressing the turbo button the whole fucking time, too. Beating the shit out of it. So, yeah. What do you say we come back and do some music next week, man?
Okay.
It's been a hot goddamn minute.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think we've ever talked about music. Not with me on the show.
Yeah, so let's fucking do that. I would dare say that Dawn FM would be a pretty good pick for that one.
Dawn FM. Okay. Who recorded that?
That would be The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. I think I've heard of this guy.
Me too. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's that guy who did that one album that was set in Japan a few years ago.
Yeah,
right?
The Kissland.
Yeah,
that guy.
Okay,
that guy's going places.
Yeah. I keep hearing that the ladies just love him.
Yeah, that kid's got it, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, so we'll come back next weekend and talk about The Weeknd's Dawn FM album. Great goddamn record. So,
dude,
we'll get into that. Yeah. Oh, me too. Yeah, me too. We'll get into that more next week. So visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Visit oddpodsmedia.com for all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Buy some goddamn merchandise. Don't go over budget like those damn the Super Mario Brothers. Just buy the shit. Can't go over budget. We marked it all down.
Still go over budget.
Yeah, go over budget. Buy a shitload of it. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to us on YouTube. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
You can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, GoodPods, or Podchaser.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars, just like Rob Van Dam delivers off the top rope in every one of his matches.
Give us 6 stars.
6. Go the Meltzer mile and give us more than 5 stars.
7 stars.
7.
Okada versus Omega.
Give it to us. Oh, you guys ain't ready for how we're going to cap the month off. Trust us. So, anyway, we're going to get the fuck out of here because it's past our bedtime. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with us and listening to us babble on about fucking Mario Brothers and Future Cops and Street Fighter and Goku and drunk Bob Hoskins and rufflehead looking Dennis Hopper. Man, his head looked like a bag of ruffled potato chips. I'm kind of hungry now. God damn it, I'm fat. Anyway, this has been episode 206, Cult Cinema Showdown 90, Super Mario Brothers versus Future Cops. Until next week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Special Delivery Dev.
Shades on.
We're off.